Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 3rd of May 2020 and welcome to video number 128. Today we're going to talk about perception and how is that thing can build or completely destroy your relationship. Listen, perception is very interesting thing because it helps or completely not. It's like very simple thing that can put you in a position of being very happy, but the same time it can really put you down. Because the first thing that I want you to understand about perception is that it's like with this example, the half, glass half empty or half full. It's like you basically can decide whether you see it as a positive or negative. And we all know that example, we all know this whole thing. But it's good to understand that this is the baseline for everything. Because many things in life is gonna happen and you basically can decide how it's gonna impact you if even. Because if the rain starts to fall, you can say, oh my god, all my plans were destroyed, now I'll have to sit home and do nothing. Or you can say, oh great, I'll have time to read my book or watch the movie that I wanted to see for 2 weeks and I had no time. And the other way around, you can see the sun start shining and you can say, oh my god, all my plans for reading book and watching the movie that I planned to watch this weekend, now my wife will tell me that she wants to go out and I'll have to do this. Or you can say, oh great, I can take my wife and do with her the thing that she wanted to do for the last 2 weekends, and we had no occasion because it was raining all the time, and I can make her happy, and then I know that we're gonna have a great weekend. It's your perspective on things, and if not even your perspective, but even more, what do you do? What happens? How do you? What kind of perspective? What kind of result of the perspective you're agreeing or allowing yourself to receive, or kind of perpetuate in your day or in your life? And if we understand this kind of rule, we've got to understand that it translates to our relationship. And if you look close enough, it can have dramatic impact on your relationship. Let me explain. Many situations that we go through life are kind of, or they follow this kind of path that I was always struggling with. You've got like a basic perception. When we met, you love your girl. She's fantastic. And you kind of put on yourself or agree to receive the perception of her that she's perfect. She's goddess. And you see her in all those bright colors that if you look close enough and you're kind of the person who stands next to a person who is in love, you say that is going far beyond what it's supposed to. It's like over exaggerating of positivity. But we love this perception. Everybody loves to be in love. But then the part that I didn't understood and it was struggling for quite some time is, how is that possible that we started with being completely obsessed with ourselves and seeing us each other as gods, and then 6 months or 1 year later we say that we're pure evil incarnate. How is that possible? How is that? What happened in between so we changed this perspective so drastically? And I know during that time you can find some things that you didn't know about her. Maybe you found that she's having this ability or she's doing that. You don't really like it, and obviously it will have some impact. But then is that a reason to see her as an evil incarnate? No, because what we tend to do is like gradually go deeper down this rabbit hole and we allow ourselves to find ourselves or go down this downward spiral that kind of over exaggerates another level on another level, and it stacks on itself. Because look how this whole thing might work, and it happens. It happens all the time with so many people that I saw. It all starts with you being fully in love, but then you get together, maybe you marry her, or you just decided to be together. And a few months later, you start to see that, you start to see those crack on this whole picture, and there's something here, and then you start to look at it and start taking it personally. Let me give you a simple example, and I used it some time ago, but I'm going to use it again because it's perfect to explain this whole thing. You enter the room and your girl's on her phone. You sit down, and 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, she still doesn't even see that you're in the room. You might just get up, leave the room, and she'll never see that you're even there. And it drives you nuts. It drove me nuts in the past, and I know, and I've seen my friends who were driven nuts as well. But you've got to understand what is really the problem, because you've got to ask yourself, okay, she's going to put the phone down, and she's going to start to read newspaper. Have you accomplished what you wanted? Is that satisfying you somehow? And if you're honest, or if you're the same person as, or if the reason is the same as it was in my case, you would know that it's completely not. So I still feel bad she's reading newspaper rather than spending time with me. So the phone is not a problem. And then you know that the phone is not a problem, the newspaper is not a problem as well. So it all comes down to kind of asking yourself, what is really the problem? And this is exactly that she's not spending time with me. But then it's not phone's problem, it's not even her problem, it's my problem. Because I having issues with wanting her to be with me. And then you start to get to the point that your perception that she's driving me nuts, it might go much farther if you continue this kind of road of thinking that it's her problem, not mine, because you don't really get to the root of the problem. And then going the negative way, it's going to take you to saying that she's sitting on a phone, she drives me nuts with this. Then I start to tell her, put down the phone, and she's doing it once or twice, but then a month later she's still doing the same thing. So then I'm trying to be polite, and then I start to scream at her, try to force her, or politely ask her to put down the phone. She's not doing it. So then, it gets me frustrated. So anytime I see a phone in her hand, I basically boil inside. And then after some time, when I get to the point that she's not listening to me, she doesn't respect me. So then it looks like she's doing it on purpose. She wants to make me mad. It's open war. All right, let me prove to you that I can win every war. You want it, you have it. And then, 2 months later, you basically argue about everything because she just drives you nuts. And then we say that she is evil incarnate because she started this war. She decided not to put her phone down. And then you drive your relationship to complete disaster and ruin, and then you split. And everything starts with your kind of perception, which is completely false. Because if you go the other way around, the positive route that I try to help you to understand and go that route, if you're not on that route already, to see, okay, the phone is not a problem, the newspaper is not a problem. So then if it's my problem, then what's really the problem? Why do I get angry when she has this phone? And then you get to this thing that you want her to spend time with you. Because it's like, if I'm entering their room, I want to see that she's happy that I want to spend time with her, because I could be sitting on my computer or reading my book or watching the video, and I could not care as well. So the whole idea is I want her to be happy to see me, and if we're sitting by the table together, having a tea or eating lunch, I want her to be present. I want to be able to talk. I want to be able to spend this time and treat or have it as a quality time. So then, if you go this road, you see that it's not her problem. It's not that she is having some malevolent kind of idea or malevolent approach to our relationship. And then you say, okay, she just didn't know. So no, then you can go down this this route, and you can start to ask yourself, how should I approach this to fix this problem? Because this is my need. It's not even a problem. It's something that I would like to have. And then you can say, listen, I kind of figured out that when we're sitting by the table together, and you're on the phone, I feel like we don't have a connection. Just like we're just two separate people. Would that be okay with you if we have this rule that, if we're sitting by the table, we are not going to use the phone? It's like, let's put our phones on a desk somewhere, just to spend time together. And if you see something like this from my side, where it's a phone or whether something else, I want us to be able to have this ability to spend time together, and be kind of conscious and aware and present with each other. Tell me that there's at least one girl who will say, I don't care about it. Maybe if you're having an open war with her, you might hear something like this. But if everything in the relationship is still okay, then she would love to spend time with you. That is just 100% given. So first of all, you've got to understand that your perception might put you on a very drastic road and very extreme approach to things. So know that perception is something that you allow yourself to have, and you've got to learn what it really is. That it's just your interpretation of things. Second, you've got to understand, what does it really say. And most of the time, as with everything in life, life is a mirror. So most of the things that you'll have emotional reaction, or you feel something drives me crazy, or something wrongs with this picture, ask yourself, what does it say about you? Because whatever will happen in your life that you will react emotionally, it will tell so much more about you, rather than the person that is involved somehow. And there's point number 3. What you going to do about it? Now that you know how this whole thing works, that the simple thing, that your interpretation of whatever happens might drive you positively or negatively to the extreme levels, what you going to do about it? And that's why I want you to understand that, first of all, you want to learn how to talk to each other. This I talk about over and over again, but this is why, if you learn how to talk to each other, to yourself, and talk to each other, you'll be able to solve so many issues. And you'll start to see that every situation like this, when something drives you crazy, something is wrong with this picture, if you read and learn how to read yourself and understand what's going on, then you'll be able to use this situation to build your relationships, get what you want, get what you need, rather than destroy it. And because, as you probably know, most of the breakups in relationships, especially when marriage, you get divorced, in few months nobody remembers why you got divorced, because there is no real reason. We argue about small things, and we just pile it up until emotionally we cannot stand the other person. We hate them to the core of our to the core of our being, and then you just split because you cannot stand the person, which at the beginning has nothing to do with what really happens, because they love you, and the whole baseline is very positive. But your interpretation, your perception drives you to this extreme emotional state. So that's why now, when you know how it works, it's all about making a decision that I'm going to look at my relationship as on this completely positive thing, or having this positive baseline. Like, she loves me. Nothing that she does is malevolent. Nothing is she's doing on purpose. It's just that she doesn't know that I've got this need, that I see it this way. So let's just talk about it. Because it's like misunderstanding. If you have this positive view on things that are happening, you'll be able to do so much good in your relationship, because you're not going to be angry. You're not going to get frustrated. You'll say, interesting. I never thought about it. I really need her to be present in when we are together. And so awesome. Let's talk about it. And I know that she loves me, and she would want the same thing. And you just tweak your relationship, and you see that if you do this way, building a relationship, it's awesome experience. But one more thing that I want you to know about you and what you can do right now when you understand how it all works. you can decide what kind of perspective you'll have. Because whether it's like your relationship, you decide to have this positive view on your relationship, or whether it's something personal, whether it's something that you feel about yourself, or how you're gonna react when she comes with something like this. You can feel like you're being attacked. You can feel like she wants something else from me. All of these are perceptions. So what you want to decide is, I'm gonna look at life positively, especially from her. Everything is positive. Everything is to build the relationship rather than destroy. So learn understand what this whole thing about perspective is, and how your simple decisions, like with this weather thing, can change your kind of impact on everything that you're gonna see for the next day or month or year or your life. Second, learn what does it really tell about you, because you will, if you learn how to be introspective, you'll learn so much about yourself. And three, now when you understand, decide what you're gonna do about it. Make a conscious decision, because it will take you on a positive path or a negative path. It's your choice. Because this is what I want you to take from this video. Everything in your life, it starts with your perception. And everything in life, when it's built on your perception, it utilizes your power to build or destroy. And now when you understand this concept, I hope you see it now, that whether you're going to build your relationship or you're going to destroy it is based simply and purely on your ability to allow yourself to see things from a positive perspective or negative perspective. Everything is in your hands. It's just your decision, brother. So that's why, think about it and do something about it, because the result of your relationship starts with you making a proper decision, or the right one. If you like this video, comment, or if you didn't, comment as well. Give me a shout what you think about it. And then if there's anything you want me to record about, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to do it. And that being said, see you tomorrow.